is this woman to be joined in marriage?
Her mother and I.
We are gathered here together as family and friends to celebrate the coming together of Bryan and Reese. We come to witness the joining of this man and this woman in marriage, and to rejoice in their making of this important and lasting commitment. The essence of a marriage relationship is the openness to another person in his or her entirety as companion, lover, and friend. We join our lives together in search of someone greater and richer, something that transcends our solidarity love. Really loving one another with depth and passion is perhaps the greatest treasure we humans can attain. It adds richness and profound meaning to our lives. Love is one of the life's greatest joys. By simply giving ourselves to each other, honestly and courageously, each partner is infinitely enhanced. As companions in our day-to-day lives, we take pleasure in sharing our time, thoughts, and deepest feelings. We delight in telling the story of our separate adventure in the world each day. Those become the rhythm of life between devoted partners as they build their life together. In marriage, two lives are intimately shared, and the blending of the two must not diminish either one. Rather, it should enhance the individuality of each partner. As a marriage matures, it takes on a life of its own. And within it, each partner is individually evolving while growing in the understanding of each other. This wonderful intimacy with another person can near a depth of inner knowing that awakens levels of awareness we never knew existed. To be awakened in this way is a priceless gift. When we give ourselves in a loving marriage partnership, we do not abandon ourselves. We do not shed our individuality, for that is what brought us together in the first place. At this time, we'd like to honor the memory of Reese's grandparents, Robert Yocum and Elaine Frankert, and Bryan's great-grandmother, Angie Padine. Although these cherished family members are not here with us physically, they are here with us today in spirit and carried in our hearts. All of you here today are part of their story representing the family and friends that have played some role in bringing Bryan and Reese to this point in their lives. Whether you went to school with them, watched them grow up across the street, vacationed together, inspired them, influenced them, today, we gather to form a circle of support around them as they enter into this union. It starts with the wider community of which you are all part. This community, or village, starts with each and every one of you, their loved ones. Bryan and Reese have brought you around them like a warm, comforting, favorite blanket, building a foundation for their relationship and the experiences they've built. Help them move forward into a shared life as marriage partners. As their chosen village, it's our honor and responsibility to stand beside them, never between them, to offer them encouragement, not judgment, to lift them up with kindness and loving hearts, and help them learn how to navigate through our shared experiences. We are all here, united in support of this moment. One of my basic beliefs is the importance of unconditional loving. That means we love each other not because they are attractive, wealthy, know multiple languages, including the language of love, or only do what we love. But we love them no matter what they say or do. Love is not conditioned by the other person's behavior, but rather it pours forward from the depths of our hearts, deep inside of ourselves. We choose to love them through good times and bad, just the way the classic wedding vows suggest. I am truly honored to be in front of you all today to witness Bryan and Reese's journey that brought us all together for this moment. You may not know it, but they have a love story that is filled with wisdom and inspiration for us all. We can all learn something from these two. Many of you know Bryan and Reese went to the same high school and had exchanged knowing glances across the cafeteria. But they formally met when Morpheus introduced them at the New Year's Eve party. Reese was immediately attracted to this magical guy who somehow had the unique ability to acquire the most amazing cup of iced coffee in the world at a discount from McDonald's. Their friendship grew stronger as they were both fun and spontaneous, adventurous people. Although they didn't have a lot of money, they could create a weekend journey with $40, Lunchables, 3/4 of a tank of gas, and a ghost town destination like Jerome. It was during these adventures that they both realized how precious time truly is, so we all need to make every moment count. Bryan often joked that if he proposed, the ring would be a ring pop to save money for more spontaneous adventures. I'm sure you're all wondering who made the first move to take this relationship to the next level. Well, so was Reese. She was apparently completely oblivious to the fact that Bryan and her were official, but her friends were there to support her, advise her, and let her know that she was actually dating Bryan. To which she responded the only way that I know Reese could respond. No, we're not. Okay. Glad I got that right. Deep inside, they both knew they were dating, but nobody said anything. We'll talk later about how important communication skills are in marriage. But now back to the story. The defining moment in their relationship occurred when they went to Ohio. Sitting on the couch together, one of them nervously giggled, which was their way. Many nervous giggles instead of actually using words. But on this day, they shared a nervous giggle, and something was different. They giggled, caught each other's eyes. It was palpable. It was real. It was important. So much so that they paused and they were like, what? Now, friends and family, if you can close your eyes, I bet you can join Bryan and Reese in that awkward, intimate moment and get the full visual effect of Bryan placing his hand on his forehead and gathering up all the courage inside of him to actually use his words that went something like this. One of us has to say something. I love you. Of course, Reese thought that he was joking and responded like any man hopes the girl of his dreams would respond when uttering those 3 defining words, by giggling more and thinking it was all a joke. So Bryan upped his game by taking Reese's face in his hands, gazed into her eyes, and kissed her. Bryan understood the assignment, and Reese got the message of it. Suddenly, you both knew how serious this was and where this relationship was going. Bryan, I'm very proud of you for this moment and finally communicated your true feelings, because that's really what brings us here today. This also brings us to the point in the story where Bryan proposed to Reese. During one of their adventures to gaze at the stars on the night of Thanksgiving, Reese felt something was up because Bryan was acting weird and wanted to get out of the car. He finally couldn't stand it, and he told her there was a surprise in the console of the car. A little puzzled by Bryan's behavior, she carefully opened the console door and discovered an item that made her gasp. It was a ring pop. Reese nervously giggled. Yeah, they're still doing that. And when she turned around, Bryan was down on one knee with the real ring. I'm sure you all guessed it. She said yes. And Reese ate the ring pop on the way home. What a fun, romantic way to pop the question. I'm only allowed one time. You may not be aware that being a present, active active member in a strong marriage is not easy. It must be cared for and nurtured just like a garden. It's work and often full of surprises for each of you. And I say surprises instead of challenges because surprises sound like much more fun and go along with both of your fun and spontaneous selves. Some of the surprises you will welcome, while others will test the strength and flexibility of your bond. Like a marriage, a garden must be nurtured and cared for daily to thrive and provide a bountiful harvest. Left unattended and neglected, it will become overgrown, ridden with weeds, and no longer produce nourishment. A marriage is no different. And I'm sure you're thinking, how do I know when to care for my garden and my marriage? That's a great question. Unfortunately, I have an answer for you. Place a picture commemorating this moment in a place where you both can see it every day. If you notice that picture getting dusty, it's time to do something selfless for your spouse that honors your marriage and reminds you both of the bonds you share. Only then can you dust the frame, and Bruno will chase the dust. Deeply listen to each other, and I mean hear each other. Believe it or not, open, honest, and thoughtful communication really is the key to a strong marriage. Remember what binds you together, such as your shared love for McDonald's iced coffee, as the start to a 5 a.m. adventure together. Make time to create memories as a new family. Take Bruno on a walk. I bet he's loving Arizona with all the dust. Enjoy a good horror movie together. I hear that Saw 12 is coming out soon. Explore a new and exciting destination. Support each other's dreams and passions, and your love will grow stronger every day. Don't forget that you have a village here to support this marriage. Reach out and meet us. Bryan and Reese shared intimate wedding vows prior to the ceremony, proclaiming their love and devotion for each other that they can reflect upon for the rest of their lives. But that stuff was much too hot and spicy for this. So we're just going to do a traditional wedding vow for family and friends here. Bryan, you take this woman as your wife and equal, your lover and your best friend, keeping yourself only unto her for as long as you both shall live. Reese, do you take this man as your husband and equal, your lover and your best friend, keeping yourself only unto him for as long as you both shall live? These wedding rings symbolize the wholeness, perfection, and peace that will be present in your marriage. They are symbols of love, friendship, faithfulness to each other. These rings are circles, and as circles, they encompass the world, the earth, and the universe. They have no beginning and no end. As arms that embrace, these wedding rings you give and receive this day reflect the circle of shared love unto which you enter as partners in life. May these rings serve to remind you of the support for this union and this moment. I don't know what flavor it is. So Bryan, repeat after me. Reese, from the moment we met, I knew I wanted to spend my life with you. With this ring, I pledge myself to you, to our marriage, and to our everlasting love. Reese, repeat after me. Bryan, from the moment we met, I knew I wanted to spend my life with you. With this ring, I pledge myself to you. To our marriage and to our everlasting love. Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Let life amaze you and bring you great joy. Please stand. Bryan and Reese, our best wishes go forward from this day with you. We wish you a fulfilling life, rich in caring and in happiness. We wish for you a gentle and peaceful life that nurtures and comforts you. We wish for you a noble life, which reflects your honesty, kindness, and integrity. We wish for you an adventurous life, exploring the fullness of your own and each other's true selves. Bryan and Reese, there's a wonderful life ahead of you. Live it fully, love its changes and choices. Let life amaze you and bring you great joy. And now, by the power vested in me by the state of Arizona, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss.
Thank you.